Hi guys, welcome to the Fighters channel. British heavyweight fighter Daniel Dubois doesn't consider his compatriot and ex-champion Anthony Joshua the favorite in the upcoming rematch with Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, which is expected to take place in March. The wife of the WBC World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury is convinced that her husband will finish his sports career in the next couple of years. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of the British heavyweight contender Dillian White, has no doubt that his shoulder injury will not affect the organization of the fight with WBC champion Tyson Fury. Former World Heavyweight champion Bermane Stiverne believes that Anthony Joshua should not publicly advertise that he is looking for a new coach instead of his long-term mentor Robert McCracken. AJ toured the American Halls, where he managed to meet with such specialists as Eddie Reynoso, Virgil Hunter, Ronnie Shields, and Robert Garcia. However, Stiverne advises Joshua to search for a coach quietly. Former World Heavyweight champion Bermane Stiverne believes that Anthony Joshua, after losing to Alexander Usyk, should seek help from the former coach of the Ukrainian James Ali Bashir. Legendary American boxer Evander Holyfield commented on the attempts of former World Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua to find a new coach in the United States. Recently, the Briton managed to visit the hall of Eddie Reynoso, Virgil Hunter, Robert Garcia, and Ronnie Shields. According to Holyfield, the last specialist from the list is the best candidate for the position of Joshua's coach, and former world champion Ricky Hatton believes that Anthony Joshua can take revenge on the owner of the WBA, WBO, and IBF heavyweight titles, Alexander Usyk. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard absolutely every day and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. British heavyweight fighter Daniel Dubois doesn't consider his compatriot and ex-champion Anthony Joshua the favorite in the upcoming rematch with Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, which is expected to take place in March. He outboxed Joshua and left with the belts. Dubois said in an interview, "It was very difficult for Usyk to get up from the first heavyweight, but now he found himself among the big guys. I don't know if Joshua will be able to change the situation in the rematch, but it will be interesting to see," Dubois said. The wife of the WBC World Heavyweight Champion Tyson Fury is convinced that her husband will finish his career in the next couple of years. This is just my opinion, but it seems to me that he will perform for several more years. I know that Vladimir Klitschko and other boxers enter the ring somewhere before the age of 14, but it happens that some continue to box until they lose, Paris Fury said in an interview. I don't know, I don't want to see this happen to Tyson. I didn't want him to continue, because there is always someone who is younger and fresher. I think 2 or 3 more years and then Tyson will definitely have to hang up the gloves on a nail. Recall that on October 9, Tyson Fury successfully defended the title, winning an early victory over Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of the British heavyweight contender Dillian White, has no doubt that his shoulder injury will not affect the organization of the fight with WBC champion Tyson Fury. Dillian spent a couple of days sparring with pain, and we didn't think it will be a problem. However, at the beginning of the following week, he had to stop sparring after 7 or 8 rounds due to pain. Now the guys had 30 days to negotiate. Now it's 10. Dillian will have time to rest, and I'm sure that his doctor will give the go-ahead, and the injury will not affect his eligibility, Hearn said. Former World Heavyweight champion Bermane Stiverne believes that Anthony Joshua should not publicly advertise that he's looking for a new coach instead of his long-term mentor Robert McCracken. AJ toured the American halls, where he managed to meet with such specialists as Eddie Reynoso, Virgil Hunter, Ronnie Shields and Robert Garcia. However, Stiverne advises Joshua to search for a coach quietly. Now I would advise Joshua to keep quiet. Take his time and do everything that needs to be done behind a closed door. If he's looking for a new coach, then everyone will raise their hands. First of all, they see dollar signs. You have to be careful with such things. It is necessary to make your moves and make decisions behind a closed door. If I were him, I would say publicly that I'm looking for a new coach, said Bermane Stiverne. Former world heavyweight champion Bermane Stiverne believed that Anthony Joshua, after losing to Alexander Usyk, should seek help from the former coach of the Ukrainian James Ali Bashir. If I were Joshua, I would go to Ali Bashir. Why? Because you mentioned it yourself. Let's put it this way. If you called me a Sugar Hill Steward, then it's the same company, the same conveyor. Their root is Emmanuel Stewart. Ali Bashir and Sugar Hill are just branches on a tree. This is worth it. You're seeing the great work that Sugar Hill is doing with Tyson Fury. Before that, you saw what a wonderful job he did with Aaron Stevenson and other fighters. So Ali Bashir is right here. But today, in the age of social media, I assume that Joshua will feel better with a famous coach. It will make him feel safer. It doesn't make sense for old school fighters, but for representatives of the new school, for social networks, this will make sense. Who would I choose to coach Joshua? Sugar Hill Stewart or Ali Bashir? If we take Tyson Fury out of the brackets, then I will choose between these two specialists. It's probably impossible now anyway, but I could choose Ali Bashir, said Bermane Stiverne. Legendary American boxer Evander Holyfield commented on the attempts of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua to find a new coach in the United States. Recently, the Briton managed to visit the halls of Eddie Reynoso, Virgil Hunter, Robert Garcia and Ronnie Shields. According to Holyfield, the last specialist from this list is the best candidate for the position of Joshua's coach. Of the coaches Joshua has approached, I personally know only Ronnie Shields. He trained me, and he was trained by many older specialists. Perhaps this is the best option. What is the most useful skill Shields can give Joshua? It depends on what Anthony is looking for. I don't know what. Some things come from the fighters themselves. For example, confidence. I don't think anyone can make you tough. If you listen to the new coach, you can get tough, but no one will make you like that. Evander Holyfield said. Former world champion Ricky Hatton believed that Anthony Joshua can take revenge on the owner of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight titles Alexander Usyk. Many people think that in the rematch Usyk will do the same thing again. Like if he puts his foot on the gas pedal a little earlier, he can stop Joshua. I have the opposite opinion. You have to be able to adapt, and Joshua definitely knows how to do it. Anthony can box, and he proved it by winning gold at the Olympics and regaining the world heavyweight title. It can combine different styles. Joshua participated in a brutal fight with Vladimir Klitschko, so he is not afraid to be hacked. He can fight at a pace, relax and box. AJ has all the advantages: size, arm span, strength, power. Usyk's only chance is if he can box with him or make him run into a punch. Joshua has many skills, so why did he only use one? Joshua is a smart fighter. He will review the last fight and learn a lesson. I think he will perform better next time, Hatton said. The famous promoter Bob Arum mentioned the likely fights of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Answered a question about the best heavyweight in the world. You can ask anyone about the strongest heavyweight in the world, and most, of course, will call Fury. But I don't want to say bad things about my friend Usyk. Alexander is the only one in the division who can compete with Tyson. I hope this fight will take place in 2022, Arum said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.